Good morning, Deborah.
Hey there.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Do y'all have any requests? Anything you want to work on?
I'll let him answer. I'm trying to figure out this TV access thing again.
Figuring it out once isn't enough. It just...
Apparently. I'm not the technical one in the house, but
you click all the right buttons first time, and then it's like, oh, what were all those buttons? Which
yeah,
ones?
how did I do that? All right, Ed, I can't figure it out.
All right. Display. Or you can do this. Hold on.
Just fine. It's there.
Okay.
Anything you want to work on, Ed? Mr. Ed?
I mean, ankles and hips.
I don't know if you can hear him.
Ankle-
Delilah.
Ankles and hips. What? Did we have another ankle injury or just?
Well, I think for me, we went heavy a lot this past week between squats on Monday and then deadlifts on Thursday. So my hips are kind of tight.
Hips are angry or
Yeah.
feeling things.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. How, and is your ankle like actually bothering or?
No.
Just
I
Deborah's.
know. Yeah. I think ankle mobility is a huge part of all that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Ankle mobility is definitely a thing we all need to work on all the time. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
We have heavy squats tomorrow, so
How many squats are they doing with this cycle?
so the working part is 2 sections. The first section is a heavy set of 10s, followed by a 2 like 75% attempt. And then the second part is 10 at a higher weight and then 2 attempts at a heavy.
Okay. But it sets at 10. So you're doing like 6 sets of 10 in total.
Yeah, I think it's basically 12 reps. No, 24 reps.
She's doing a 3x8 warm up. Then it's 1 set of 10 reps, followed by a set of 2 reps trying to get.
Oh, a set of 2 reps of the squats. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And
fine.
then another round of that, another round of adding more weight, doing 10, adding more weight and doing your 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of a weird one.
Okay. I understand it now. My brain was just doing something completely different with it for a moment. That's fine.
Yeah, Kevin.
Still silly. Fine.
It's okay. You need another cup of coffee.
Exactly. It's like, okay. Brain is just half a tick behind, evidently. Okay, well, let's do hips then, since y'all are gonna be, well, I'm gonna be squatting tomorrow too, but since we're all gonna be squatting tomorrow, let's do some hips and we'll look at some ankles as well. We'll kind of just mix it all up and do all the things. I would have a block because a block will be helpful and grab for your balls. Let's de-tote the balls. Start with them out of their tote. And we will start kind of on the low back part of things and then work our way down. So if you, well, let's check, recheck. Let's check, recheck our squat. See, my brain is not working. Tomorrow, stand yourself up, come into a couple rounds of just whatever your squat may be, and give yourself a couple times up and down just to get a sense for it. What's up, Christina? Just get a sense for where it's at today, how everything is kind of moving and functioning. And then we will grab for our balls, and we are going to start on the low back side of things. So if you find the top of your pelvis and come onto the low back side of your pelvis, one ball on either side of the spine. So you're aiming for kind of that L4, L5 region, right at the base of the spine where the pelvis and spine begin to meet. Set the balls in place right at that juncture. And I like to take a moment here to kind of let my butt fall to the ground, find that extension and movement of the pelvis. And then engaging through the glutes, but also kind of trying to feel that low ab muscle, the transverse abdominis, tucking under and lifting the butt up off the ground. So inhale, letting the butt fall to the ground. Exhale, tucking under, squeezing the glutes, trying to engage that low abdominal muscle. Inhale, letting the butt fall towards the ground. Exhale, tucking under. So finding kind of just these little pelvic tilts on top of the ball. Giving that low back to pelvis juncture a little bit of love, noticing if it feels a little tender or sore. Mine is a little tender, but for me, that's pretty standard as I tend to hyperextend. We'll take just a couple more tuck untucks. And then we'll let the butt kind of fall to the ground. And I like to do this with my butt kind of just gliding above the ground. You might like to kind of lift the glutes up a little bit, just depending on how this hip hits. But we're going to begin to kind of switch the hips left to right. Let those balls roll outward. Once they get too far outward, pick them up, put them back through center, and start it all over again, left to right. Swishing the hips, balls roll out. Once they get too far, set them up, put them back through center. Once you've done this a couple times, you can kind of slow it down and allow the balls to sink in a little deeper. As you swish your hips side to side, just take it a little slower. And once again, once the balls get too far out, just pick them up, put them back through center. So go at the pace that works for you. We'll just go through a couple more rounds of this, warming up through the low spine. And then from here, next time they come out, we're going to move them down to the pelvis side of things. So moving into the hip region. So it's the same thing. You're just going to take the balls down. So instead of being on the low back side, you're coming down to the pelvis side of things. If you think about around where the dimples of people's butts are, that's about where you're going, right at that dimply area. One ball on each side. We're going to stay up high in this kind of tendinous attachment area. So you are kind of just beneath the lip of the pelvis. And you're going to rock your hips once again, side to side, swishing left to right. Once the balls get too far out, set yourself up, start over again. Swishing left to right. As we do every time, noticing for yourself, does one side feel more sore than the other? Does one side maybe feel a little like dead, like I don't feel much sensation on that side? Just kind of getting a sense for how your left to right is looking this morning. Perhaps even noticing if your tension is more central, closer to the sacrum, or is it farther out towards the outer hips? We'll go through just a couple more times with the swishing. And the next time the balls come all the way out, we'll take the one on the left out and set it off to the side. We'll keep the one on the right. And we're going to move the ball kind of to the bubbliest portion of your butt. So wherever you feel like that meatiest, bubbliest portion is, the ball's just going to go smack dab right in the middle of the glute. Place the ball there. Give yourself a moment to kind of relax over the top of it. And we are going to do some movement here, but we're going to start by just letting the ball sink in. Our goal here is going to be that deep external rotator that we get with pigeons. So your piriformis is kind of where we're going for. And if, as you're sitting here with the ball, hopefully relaxing over the top of the ball, what we're aiming for is for that ball to go from where it's at, kind of that bubbliest portion. You're probably more or less close to the sacrum here. But your goal is that outer hip bone, that greater trochanter that we kind of found last week, right on the outside of the hip. So this muscle runs from the sacrum all the way to the outside of the hip. So our goal is going to be kind of that direction. So as the ball sinks in, once you're ready, you're going to twist the hip so the ball rolls out to that greater trochanter, that outer hip bone, and then rolls all the way back towards center. Now, this is not a direct across. You are going to be going here and then down and out just a little bit, and then back through center. Down and out just a little bit, and then back through center as you go. Following, hopefully, the path, more or less, of the piriformis. And attempting as you go to relax a little more with each swipe. Trying to go just slightly deeper. I suggest taking this rather slowly because the slower you go, the deeper the ball will sink, which will allow you to get through the multiple layers of glutes that we have stacked up here. Now, this may particularly just be enough for you. You might be just generally okay with this, no big deal. This is fine, it's not too much. So if you're happy with it, you're welcome to stay. But if you want a bit more, you can take the leg we're on. So I'm on my right leg, cross it over, make a little figure 4 over the ankle comes over the opposite knee, and then continue to roll from the sacrum out to the outer hip, that greater trochanter. You just kind of put the muscle on stretch, and now we're getting deep into it. Yay, fun. We'll take just another breath or two on this side, getting into whatever areas feel like they need it. And then we'll switch it up, take it over to the opposite side. So coming over to the left, once again, the ball's coming generally to that meatiest portion of your butt. And once again, you're going to set the ball in place, and then you're going to take a moment and just kind of breathe into it. Let the ball sink in. Try to let your tissue relax over the top of the ball. Similar to the other side, we are going to We are going to be moving, the goal being from the sacrum to that greater trochanter, so kind of a down and out diagonal line. But giving yourself a moment to let the ball sink in, trying to let those upper layers of glutes begin to relax so we can get into the deeper external rotators here. Give yourself a moment to breathe. I like to kind of contract and release the glute a few times. It helps to kind of let the ball sink in a little deeper. And when you feel ready, you're going to make that traverse. So you're going to come with the ball close to the sacrum, and then you'll roll down and out, letting the ball come out to that greater trochanter, and then all the way back through center. Down and out, and then back and in, noticing if this side is a little more tender, maybe a little less tender, just getting a sense for it. For me, this side feels a lot worse than the other side. It's like, ooh, don't touch me. So I'm going to take this side a little extra slow. Once you've gone back and forth a few times, I do suggest slowing down the roll, letting the ball sink in a little deeper, getting into those under layers of external rotators. And if you feel like you need it, you can prop up that left leg, left ankle over right knee, put the muscle on stretch as you roll left to right, right to left. For me, that's a little too much on this side, so I'm not going to do it. We did lots of lunges yesterday, and I'm certainly feeling it. All right, and as we kind of come towards the end here, feel it out for yourself. Like, I can feel that this outer part closer to the greater trochanter needs more love than closer to the sacrum. So I'm going to focus out there for a moment, give myself a few breaths, maybe contract, relax the glute a few more times. Try to let this muscle kind of relax. It is certainly unhappy with me. And then we will come off of that, let that go, roll onto your side, press yourself up. We are going to quickly, where did I put my ball, get to the calves. So we're going to get into the calves and hamstrings as well here, just kind of a whole posterior chain activation. We're going to do it this way. So you're going to sit on your knees, and you may want to block just in case your calves are really, really sore. But essentially the balls are going to come, and you've definitely done this before, right smack dab into the middle of the calf, one on each side. And then you're going to sit back on top of it. The reason you may want to block is in case sitting back completely is a bit too much. You can always come forward a little bit and have your weight on the block to give you a little bit of relief. But play with what works for you. Also play with the ball positioning. For me, as I move closer to the knee today, that gets a little more cranky. For you, moving the balls closer to the ankle might be the way to go. But once you get the balls in place, with or without your block, your hands can also come to the ground if that's easier. You begin to shift left to right, right to left. So a little swish of the hips, all the swishing of the hips today. All we're doing, swishing the hips left to right, letting that ball scrape across the multiple layers of calf there. Breathing as you go. We also ran yesterday, and my calves are feeling that as well. Yay, lower body. So glad I had suggested it. This is fantastic. It's amazing. Just want to keep doing this. One of those, I didn't realize how sore I was until I put the balls there, and I'm like, oh crap, that really hurts. It's fine though, totally fine. For me, I feel this in my calves, and if that's the case for you, fantastic. But also realize that you are getting your hamstrings as you're doing this. The ball is scraping across those multiple hamstring muscles. It's just probably not where you're feeling it, but keep in mind it is happening. This is a wonderful twofer. I know we've done this before, but it's always good to remind, like, this is a great one before any leg anything, because you're hitting all these layers of muscles all at once. Move the balls up or down as you see fit. And if you find like a really angry spot, you can always just kind of hang out and let the balls sink in, try to let the muscle relax. We'll give it just another breath or two. Well, you know what? Let's do one more fun ankle one, just for fun. And because I know both Deborah and Christina could possibly use this, let me figure out how to get my feet better in. There we go. Okay. So for this one, you'll want both of your balls. We're going to go for the Achilles tendon, which we all know is the tendon. I say we all know. I hope we all know that our Achilles tendon is the tendon that attaches the calf to the calcaneus to the heel bone. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of trap that tendon. So you're going to place one ball underneath, and I've put it underneath in such a way that I'm on the back side of this lateral malleolus. So this lateral, this outside ankle bone, I'm on the inside of it, but kind of grabbing that Achilles tendon right there. And then the top ball is going to come on the inside. I'll take a 90-90 here just to kind of give you guys a better view. Now, keep in mind, there are 3 different muscles that become this Achilles tendon. So by working on the Achilles, you're kind of releasing 3 different muscles, but you're also making it so that the skin does not fully attach to the Achilles. So your skin on top of that Achilles should be able to move up and down. And there should be some movement, some distinction between the skin and the Achilles, which tends to be lost over time. So set yourself up with one ball underneath and one ball on top. And obviously this is awkward sitting positions. Find a way to make it work for you, whether you need to sit on a block or whatnot, but find a place that's going to work. The ball's going to come on top. And what I like to do is just kind of drag that ball kind of up and down from the calcaneus across the Achilles, trying to create some differentiation between that skin layer and that Achilles layer. Keeping in mind you are getting into that tendon, that soft tissue of the tendon, but dragging the ball up and down, maybe creating a little bit of twist, kind of juicing out the area. You don't need to push super hard, but do attempt to create some slide and glide in this area. I also like to get to kind of that inside of the heel bone, kind of the inside of the calcaneus. For me, that gets a little sore at times. So setting things up, getting into the top of that calcaneus. Once again, you can create a little bit of twisting or some up and down drag, whatever feels good. And you might get like, especially if you have ankle issues, you might just be like, oh yeah, that feels good. That's what feels like this needs. I like to kind of run with that. So if there's a direction of pull that feels good, go for it. All right, and then let's switch sides. Your inside ankle is probably all red now, at least mine is. Taking the ball underneath, once again, you're kind of trapping the Achilles there, just to the back of that outside ankle bone. Other ball comes on top. Set yourself up, and you can create that up and down little scrub, trying to create some differentiation between the skin and the Achilles. You don't want to feel anything nervy. You do have, I believe it's one nerve that kind of comes behind this inside ankle bone. So if you're feeling anything nervy, just kind of move the ball a little bit to a different spot, but don't like go into the nervy sensation. back away from that if you run into that nerve. For me on this side, I can feel that that tension is a little higher, more towards the calf muscle. There's a little bit of less slide and glide along that skin. So I'm going to take that ball up a little bit and try and create some traction, some differentiation between the skin and the under layers. But once again, you can also bring that ball down to the top of the ankle or the top of the heel and create some movement in there. I should have said this earlier, but obviously if you're Deborah, you're doing this very lightly because your ankle is still slightly swollen and irritated, but you can create some movement with the skin here. Juicing the ball, so turning the ball side to side, also a fun way to do it. Play with it, figure out what feels good. All right, and then we're gonna let that go. Let's come up to standing. Bring yourself back up. And we will come into a few squats. So taking yourself down and back up. And I can feel that my right side definitely got a lot of relief from that. Nice. Christine, your squat is just like, no problem there. I can just stay in the squat all day, not an issue. All right, hopefully you feel a little bit of difference in that. Found some movement. All right, let's start with the feet and then we'll kind of work our way up. I'll change the camera. You don't need to see my face, just my feet, it's good. We're gonna start with some ankle tilts. You're gonna bring your right foot forward. You're kind of in an anterior lunge, just a little bit of weight in that front knee. Christina, I think we've done these with you. So if you are familiar with the ankle tilt, where you are rolling to the outside of your knee, you are welcome to add some weight to that front foot and do it with it weighted on that front foot, that ankle tilt out and then back through center. Otherwise, put some weight in your back foot, light weight in your front foot, and rolling out and then recovering. It's like you're spraining your ankle and then you're recovering it. You're forcing those muscles to recover that sprain. Deborah, you're doing this very gently with not a lot of weight, specifically if you're doing your other one. Deborah's like, duh, of course I'm doing it, not a lot of weight. But just to reinforce that. All right, once you've done 6 or 8 of those, you're gonna take that foot out to the side. So now you're in a wide-legged stance and you're going the opposite direction. So that ankle's gonna tilt inward. You're tilting to the inside of that ankle bone. Your opposite knee can bend if that helps you kind of get that sensation. I like to kind of weight it a little bit so I keep my other leg straight so that I can add a little bit of weight. But tilting into that inner ankle, forcing the heel bone to go the opposite direction. So much fun watching people work with their feet. It's like, wait, what? Am I doing it? It's doing it. I swear it's doing it. All right, let's switch sides. Go to the opposite side. We'll come first to that lateral ankle tilt where you are tilting the ankle outward, coming back through center. This side may be different. So you may need to put weight in that back foot on this side, but if you're comfortable with it, more weight can go in that front foot, rolling out, recovering, rolling out, recovering. You are in complete control here and you are in control of how much weight is on that front foot. Okay. And then we're going to take the foot out once you've done about 7 to 10 of them. Wide-legged stance, dropping to the inner. Foot comes in. Opposite knee can bend to kind of help you if you need it to. Otherwise, forcing that heel bone outward. The leg of the ankle that's moving, the knee should stay straight. That movement is coming from the heel bone. The heel bone is being forced outward. So that's the joint we want to work with. Excellent. Okay, let's call that good work. We're going to take the foot behind us, top of the foot down. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to focus on not being able to see your heel, so that that heel is straight above the top of the foot, and you are bending through the opposite knee, creating a pull on the top of the foot. So creating some movement in the top of that foot. It should not be painful. Deborah, you're taking this very lightly if you're working on your injured foot. Go for about 7 to 10 little pulls. And then we'll switch, going to the opposite side. Foot goes straight back behind you. Heel is invisible. You cannot see it. Bending that knee, pulling down, getting that movement in the top of the foot. Obviously, padding under your foot here is slightly beneficial. Once you've done 7 to 10, we will let that go. Everybody looking good. Okay. All right, let's take this into a bigger movement. We've done these before, but it's been a while. So we're going to come down to kneeling, and we're going to start just by coming into what would be, if you're going into the gym, kind of an ankle mobility stretch, and then pulling it back out. So we're going to start just by going back and forth. I will encourage you to not use your arms to push yourself up and down. I will encourage you to make the thigh and the leg work to actually bring you forward and backward. Heel should stay on the ground the entire time. The heel is not lifting. You are getting into that ankle to the best of your ability. Yes?
I never really feel anything when I do this. Is that a good thing?
It means you have pretty good ankle mobility. Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all. You just don't have, your calves aren't necessarily your limiting factor, or you can't feel the calf stretch itself. You can, it's not bad to not feel things. That's just not a problem area for you. So this is more of a soleus stretch. Yours might be more gastroc, whereas if you move with your, your knee straight, you're getting more gastroc, knee bent, you're getting more soleus. So with the knee bent here, going like this is pure soleus. Like your gastroc isn't getting any stretch. Does that make sense? So I know you have like calf issues in theory, depending on how we look at it, but you might not just be soleus. Like this side, I don't feel much at all. Like, and you can tell that's a good amount of dorsiflexion, right? Like that's okay. But now we're going to take it into movement. You're going to come forward and you're going to wag that knee side to side in a range that's non-painful, and then you're going to press it back. And if this was non-painful, we're going to take it into a big circle. So knee comes in, circles forward and around, goes out, and then comes back through center. In, circle around, back through center. Heel is on the ground the entire time. And Christina, as you're doing this, you might like run into a spot that's like, oh, there's a stretch there. Like maybe when you come into that valgus position, there's a stretch. It's hard to tell, but maybe there's not. Maybe it's just, I'm getting some big movement through my knee and ankle, keeping my foot flat on the floor. Reverse directions if you haven't already. Taking the knee out, around and back, out, around and back. Realizing this is both knee and ankle working and some hip. Go for one more. And then we'll switch sides. Opposite leg comes up. This is the leg where I feel it on, and you might even be able to tell on camera. This is my problem ankle, but I don't have near as much dorsiflexion on this side. Like that's a big stretch for me once it hits right about there. Whereas my opposite side, I can just lean into it. So noticing for yourself, maybe there's one side that feels a little more than the other, but taking it just back and forth. I do this because I like to add weight at the end range, but don't use your arms to push yourself back. Make your leg do the work of pushing yourself back and forth. Next time you come forward, wag the knee left to right, and you can even tell on this side, I don't have near as much wag left to right either. So noticing for yourself, if one side is a lot more mobile than the other side. And then when you're ready, if that feels okay, taking it into that big circle, coming back, turning in, opening it up, going all the way around. And then when you're ready, switch directions, take the knee out, around and in, straighten it out. This side is really making me like get stress sweats. It's great. My knee and ankle are like, what are we doing? It's not painful. It's just like, we're not used to this. All right, and then we'll let that go. Shake that off, stand that up. Let's come down to the feet themselves for just another moment. I know we've done this before. I don't remember how long it's been, but we're kind of gonna do standing kind of ankle and hip movement. So if you plant your foot, the ball of your foot, your heel will be up just a little bit. You're gonna drop that knee into center and then push that knee out to the side, almost like you're putting out a cigarette on the ground, but try to see if you can take the upper body out of it. Can you keep your pelvis facing forward and have just that knee move in and out and in and out? Ball of the foot is staying on the ground, heel is lifted, so that foot is kind of coming into pronation and supination. Try to keep the upper body very still, Christine. There you go. Nice. Looks good, everybody. All right, and then we're gonna switch sides. Take it to the other side. So wide-legged stance, knee drops in, knee opens up. Knee drops in, knee opens up. Like you're kind of putting out a cigarette or trying to do an Elvis leg move. Again, this is my left side, and I can feel on my left side that this outer calf, kind of the peroneals or fibularis muscles, need a little more attention. So noticing for yourself where that tension lies, but working on that opposite side. Don't irritate your ankle more, Deborah. It's done, it's okay. All right, so now we're gonna, now that you have that move on both sides, we're kind of gonna put it together. It was really cold and now I'm hot. So you get this like sailor halfway look with these pants. It's fine, totally normal, completely okay, guys. Okay, you're gonna drop the knee in. And now this is gonna transfer all the way over to the other side. If you ever played baseball or softball or threw something or played any sort of ball sport, this is essentially the movement to gain power, okay? So one knee is in, the other knee is straight. All feet, the ball of the feet are locked into the ground. Opposite knee turns, and you end up on the other side. Turn, end up on the other side. The leg facing forward is straight, the back knee's bent, and you're loaded into that down. Taking it around. Like yours, it's the same move of swinging a bat, throwing a ball, but you're making those feet and legs work through that full range of motion. Christina, try to make the front knee go straight at that very end. So as it comes around, the back knee, the one that has the majority of the weight, is bent, whereas that front knee is straight. It should feel all kind of poppy sensations around your ankles and feet probably. There you go. I say that front knee is straight when it's really, really hard for me to remember to make the front knee go straight. So if you're having problems with that, I totally get it. It's completely fine. Excellent. Maybe try one more each way. And then we'll let that go. Let's come off of that and grab a block. We'll move more up to hips a little bit here. But set yourself up on a block. We did this last week or the week before, I don't remember, but we stood on a block. We're gonna stand on a block here. Hands come to the pelvis to help you get a visual. And we're gonna work on hip drop. So now my knee, try to stand this way. Now my knee is completely straight. I'm coming into that pelvic lift and then pulling back up through center. Pelvic lift, pull back through center. So the hip is what's moving. It's a single leg drop without the knee bending. The goal is not the floor. The goal is to drop the hip and then bring it back to neutral. Drop the hip, bring it back to neutral. This is why I like to have my hands on my hips, because I tend to overcorrect and I just want my hands to line up correctly. Drop the hip, back to neutral. Drop the hip, back to neutral. If you are doing this correctly, you won't need very many. Like I'm already like my outer hip is talking to me and wanting me to stop it. It's like, quit it. It's tiring. I don't want to do it anymore. Take one more. And then what we're going to do is this leg that's hovering, it's going to touch the ground. The leg is going to stay on the block, knee bent. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to fold forward as far forward as you can, and you might want another block between your hands. Otherwise, you can bring your hands to your shins. And after you fold forward, you're going to begin to straighten the leg that's on the block. So you're folded forward and then begin to straighten. And it's going to be like a massive sensation all through the backside of that hip. Breathe into it. If you're feeling up for it, you can walk your hands out to the outside of the block. Hang out for a breath. Walk your hands over to the outside of the foot that's on the ground. You won't make it super far, but you'll get an even bigger stretch. Come back through center, bend the knees, roll it back up. Yay, so much fun. And then we're gonna do the other side. So setting yourself up, foot comes to the block, hands to your hips. It is a hip drop, not a knee bend. Back through center. Hip drop, pull through center. Hip drop, pull through center. So once again, hands on the hips. Those top hip bones help you find neutral if you have a visual in front of you. Try not to overcorrect past neutral. You'll know when you're done and tired. Your hip will tell you. Maybe go for a couple more. Terrible at counting. I didn't count on the other side. I didn't count on this side. It's fine, guys. Totally fine. When you're done, you're done. Drop that foot to the ground. Bend through both knees just a little bit and then fold forward. Once you fold it forward, you get to make the decision on if you want to straighten that leg.
So once you fold forward, if straightening that leg is gonna make it feel good, go ahead and do it. Hang out for a breath. And then if you're feeling up for it, walk your hands to outside of the block. Get a stretch that direction. And then walk your hands to the outside of the foot that's on the ground. Maybe it just comes to outside of the ankle. Maybe come back through center, roll it all the way up. Should feel really good, hopefully. All right, set yourself up and take a few squats. See how your squat is feeling after all that knee and hip work. Nice, Deborah. Nice head. Christina's like, I have all the mobility anyways. Very good, guys. All right. Good job. Questions, comments, let me know. Unfortunately, I believe this is the last recovery until the end of the year, just with how the schedule's working out with everything, the gym closing down for the week, and then me covering for Jen next weekend. So I think this is the last recovery until the new year. So the next 2 weeks we'll be missing. That being said, we do have the whole library of past recovery classes. So I highly encourage you to utilize it. It's there with pick your poison of what you want to work with. Unfortunately, this is just how this worked out this year with all the stuff. Otherwise, I would be happy to teach a few more classes. The gym schedule is just really, it's everything changed when they decided to close the gym. So yeah, but we will be back in the new year. Jen is thinking about having me cover a couple Sundays for her in the new year, just a month. So give you a heads up, we might be moving recovery to like a weeknight kind of thing. If you have thoughts or feelings about that or preferences, please text or email me so that I can make a good decision, as you guys are the ones who show up. So let me know what works for your schedule and scheduling for you guys in general. I would like to keep it on the Sundays that I'm not working, just because this is when you guys come, but I might add one to the middle of the week as well, just to keep some normalcy to it. But let me know, just to give you a heads up on that, of what might be happening this new year. But let me know what y'all's schedule is and what works for you guys, so that we can make sure the people who come can actually make it to whatever we decide to do.
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Monday, Thursday, Sunday.
Monday, Thursday, Sunday.
That's my request.
Oh,
that's okay.
Reach out to Jen and Travis and let them know.
No, but thank you for recording all those, Kevin. It's real helpful to have that repository.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy. I just hope they're being used. It's really
it will be.
Yeah.
Good. Of course. And if y'all have any questions over the next few weeks of stuff that comes up, just text or email me, and I'm happy to send you guys out some things to work on. If you have something particular come up. As it is holidays and COVID, I highly suggest core just ball work. Any belly work for everybody over the next few weeks is going to be super, super helpful. And it helps with breathing. And we know we're all dealing with a respiratory virus right now. So any work on the core just ball and breathing work is highly, highly recommended over the next few weeks for sure, as things go a bit crazy. Yay. Great. All right, you guys have a great one. Happy holidays and happy new year to all of you. Thanks for coming and showing up and sticking with us this year. It's been crazy, but I will see you guys all either online during the week or in the new year when we all meet back again.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.